Hello and welcome to the kind of 11th installment of 5 on It News. My name is Edwin Leskin. 5 on It News is a regular video blog that is meant to take the most globally impacting and riveting stories, condense them down, and give them over to you in an easy to understand manner. The way that the show works is that I pick some stories that I think bring the world together, that I think you need to know about, or that directly affect all Americans, and then we talk about them. We start out with quick mentions where I go through and do a bunch of stories, and then we move on into some major coverage or some analysis. Now, yesterday we had a news segment called True 5. True 5 is when there's really nothing going on in the news, and I highlight just a couple little stories to detail. And I'm going to keep that segment up for the days when things can't happen. Unfortunately, today we're running into another problem, which is that it is a woefully, pitifully, and just problematically slow day for the news. I mean, there's some stuff that happened, like this ambassador in South Korea got slashed by, I believe, a North Korean supporter. ISIS is going to bulldoze some Syrian sites. Boko Haram made an attack in Nigeria. But this is all really small stuff. This show is about the big stuff going on in the world, or about, big stuff with a little bit of, super cool little interest stuff going on. So really there is absolutely no, news that I want to cover today. I have tried to go through it. And just, I just kept on looking at all the news sites. I've got them all up right here, and there's nothing. There's nothing that I want to talk about. And, you can take that as it is. I think that, some people might check out the news today and say, hey, there's some news stuff, there's this woman that didn't get executed. And, like I said, there's, this person, this person got slashed in South Korea, and the feds are saying that U.S. kids want to join ISIS. All of this is small scope. I'm not really about it. So today we're going to have a very quick show, and it's just going to be one of, I believe, everyone's favorite segments. The very small population looks at the show. It's going to be a my little and here's my little for today. So in America, we are considered the land of the free. We have free business. We can open up businesses. We can do all these things. We can talk about anything that we want. We can, write anything that we want, pretty much. We can go anywhere that we want. It doesn't matter what you look like, hypothetically. It doesn't matter where you came from. This is our freedom. Now, my little has to deal today with the fact that these are all freedoms from something. Well, the free business is freedom from control. And, it's freedom to, do a business because they're not telling you not to. The freedom to go anywhere, that's a freedom from persecution. The developing freedoms, gay rights, all these things, the marriage question, that's a freedom from persecution. If we look at our, freedom to vote, that is a freedom to, have a say in our political career. So it's a freedom from, basically having, a monarchical kind of system, or, a despot in the White House. Our ability to write anything online, this is a freedom from censoring. So these are all freedoms from. Okay? And the way that we have begun to think about freedom, the way that we have conceptualized freedom in this country is about freedom from something. The more free you are, it's the less that other people mess with you. It's the more that you just do whatever you want, right? So my little today has to deal with the fact that there's another kind of freedom, and it's a freedom that we miss when we think about this kind of stuff. But if you develop a more broad understanding of the world, you start to see it pop up in other places that we don't consider as free. And this freedom doesn't look like what we think freedom would be. So this is what I would like to call, and people have called in the past, freedom for. A freedom for something. We don't have very many freedoms for things in the United States. And I'll give you a little description of a freedom for in another country. Now, I believe this is Singapore. I don't think it's Malaysia. I believe it's Singapore. In this country, a certain large percentage of your paycheck is put into a savings account that is held by the government. I believe it does have some interest rates, and this is all from memory, from taking political studies courses and, doing some research in the past. Probably should have looked it up before I started this episode, but, that's okay. We'll just talk about it. And even if I'm not getting the details right, then we can conceptualize that maybe this will be a reality. So, a certain part of your paycheck, or any money that you bring in that's, legally listed, is put into a government-held savings account. And then after a certain time, when you're 20 or 30, or maybe 40, I can't remember, you have access to the savings. So what this does is it safeguards people, from spending all the money that they have, and then when they really need to cash in on that, it's kind of like a 401k, but when they really need to cash in on that, they, can have the money to. If they, lose their house or just something crazy happens, big medical bills, they can cash in on it. So, this is forced. You absolutely have to do this, from what my understanding is, and we're kind of conjecturing at this point. So what is that? That is a freedom for savings. Now, it doesn't look like a freedom because they're making you do something. How could I be free if somebody's making me do something? Well, that's because we've conceptualized freedom as freedom from. But at the same time, we don't allow a freedom for savings. You know what I mean? I mean, we do. I mean, literally, you can save all that you want to. But forcing you to save is its own kind of freedom, okay? Because it is a freedom for having the access to these monies. It's the freedom for actually using this money that you've been putting away to a good use, okay? So my little question today, or my little for today, is could we use freedom force in this country? Is some of what's going on when it comes to the healthcare and requiring people to do things, when it seems like it's not freedom to a lot of naysayers, is it really a freedom for healthcare if they're forcing you to sign up for healthcare? What is freedom for? How have we lost it? How have we neglected freedoms for things? I believe the majority of freedoms in our nation are freedoms from. And so my question today is, could we use more freedoms for? Okay, well, that is the extraordinarily short, about 6.5 minute long segment for today. A little bit of a different one, and there really, like I said, there wasn't much news that I wanted to do, and this was something that was bouncing around my head from a conversation I had yesterday. So I just wanted to do this short segment. Tomorrow, I just hope there's little things that have happened, some little things that I do want to talk about, but they kind of all need to come together. The past, today and yesterday, they kind of need to come together into a day where I can actually cover stuff. Of course, days like today would be great if I had alternative segments that we've been talking about, maybe some historical background segments and stuff like that, but I do have to prep for that stuff. So probably what I'm going to do next week, just kind of, spitballing, talking aloud, is I'm going to, queue up or set up a couple of those other segments, maybe record them, and then keep them back for the days when we don't have much going on. I can put them up there and we can kind of have a special segment. So that was the 12th installment of 5 On It News. I may have said 11 at the beginning, but I meant to say 12. And it was just pretty much a straight my little for today. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was interesting. I don't really know how helpful it is, but I hope it gets you thinking. And, if you want to join in a conversation, go for it. Please like, share, favorite, subscribe, do all that stuff. We're on Twitter and Facebook. All the links are down there. So go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. And I hope that you have a fantastic day.